We are Cactus Wrestling. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos.
This is just your weekly Cactus PSA. Don't bet on the Buffalo Bills.
But who can you
Oh,
bet on?
what's that?
Who can you bet on? Penn State.
Yeah, great segue. Because Penn State destroyed Michigan and then went on to destroy Michigan State this past weekend.
Yeah, they went what, 18-2?
Yeah,
Yes, and that was only because
Carter didn't wrestle, and the upset.
well,
Oh, you think it's because Carter didn't wrestle? You
I think
Barraclough the back 57.
I'm gonna get this in quotes now. I think Penn State could have shut out Michigan.
well, you were saying beforehand that before we hit record, I think you, Mike Long, were saying that Carter Strachey was a duck, and that he dodged a bullet because Shane Griffith was going to beat him.
I mean, it was a
Exactly.
terrible match, 2-1. Like,
I thought that if Carter wrestled today on Sunday against Michigan State and then didn't wrestle against Shane Griffith, that would be a prime duck.
yeah,
But
Like,
yeah.
I'd like to
Carter
He'd get
fears no
crucified by
man.
everybody if he did that.
I'd like to give
Carter-
a shout out to Paul Thorpe, who said you revealed your level of analysis right off the bat after I said a similar comment in our preview video about you heard it here first. Shane Griffith just beat Carter Strachey. That was a joke.
on the
Got a
internet,
sense of humor, bud.
people tend to make jokes. It's this cool thing now. It's like invented last few years or so, but you're allowed to joke on the internet. Not everything we say is 100% serious. I know that's crazy because we are three of the most important people in the world on the most important show in the world. Um, raking in millions of dollars and billions of views. But some things we say are not to be taken serious.
Well, you know what was pretty funny was watching Mitch Meschenbrink beat the snot out of
Cam
Camamine.
Yeah,
He
that
beat
was
him
wild.
down, dude. Not as fun. Yeah, it's a lot more fun than
Balls.
watching Levi Haynes Will Luan match. That was like, wow, this is super boring.
Yeah, that really sets the tempo for the match. I'm glad they started with that instead of ended with that.
Yeah, they should have
First
started
match,
with message.
157. Oh yeah, win on a stall call. Love it. Actually, you consider that the first two matches had what, like 6 stall calls?
Yeah, a lot of stall calls this
Or is
match.
that 7 stall calls? No,
Four,
6
five,
stall.
six.
And what's crazy was it was at Michigan.
Yeah,
You would think they would have been a little
Yeah,
bit
you can
more
imagine you're home and your guy loses because the ref called stalling
on you,
on you. Yeah, that's rough.
the ref you hired to be there, and he's like, no, that's stalling.
Penn State, they deserve the win here. Will Luan, you're not doing anything.
But yeah, Mitch Messenbrink just brought the. I can't think of even like a great like thing to say about it other than he just
I mean, how many
wrestles. Yeah,
has Cam Amin ever been bonused before?
No, we were
that was
saying
the
that in
first
preview.
time in his
Yeah.
5-year career that he's ever been bonused.
Yeah, that's why by a freshman. Like, I mean, okay, redshirt freshman, but freshman still.
Yeah, just
So
what's funny
yeah,
too
those
is
two matches, damn.
Amin did an interview about Flo, like on Flo, like right before this. Flo was in Michigan doing like, oh, let's get some media stuff, and he said something along the lines of like, I know if I wrestle and don't hold back, like I could be great, and then he didn't wrestle and held back the entire time.
Oh, that aged well.
Yeah.
So yeah, those were some solid first two matches. 6 stall calls against the home team.
I almost want Shane Griffith to be dropped in the rankings for beating Terrell Barraclough so close.
It was on a
Yeah,
reversal.
seeing that result, I was just like, oh, what?
So
on a
I saw this.
reversal.
I saw the score before I saw who wrestled, and I was like, wow, he beat Carter Strachey. And I was like, oh, never mind.
He beat Barraclough barely.
I was calling Strachey out on being a duck, but he didn't wrestle against Michigan State, so I gave it a little bit more credit.
He might be hurt.
Yeah, he
You know
said he was
why?
like, nursing an injury and he's more mature now.
He's hurt because those Penn State guys train too hard, too much training, too many matches.
Too many matches, 6 matches. That's too much.
Hey, Mesenbrink has as many matches as Carter and Aaron Brooks combined.
There you go.
Ugh, he's gonna be injured soon.
Yeah, but he's only a freshman, so it's
But
allowed.
he's not injured, but Carter is.
I think Carter is. I will actually, I assume Carter's doing some jujitsu and stuff still. If I have to guess, I wonder if he's like got hurt cross training.
Why would he be doing that in the middle of wrestling season?
Carter Starachi fears no man.
I didn't think about that.
The 184 the 184 match was very bizarre. There was like 2 takedowns, one for Bernie Truax and one for Jaden Bullock, that both got waved off. That like I thought were both takedowns, and they didn't count them for either person.
Oh.
But I mean, Bernie's just like barely winning matches here. He got a takedown with 30 seconds left against Bullock, who's
Yeah,
tough, but he's ranked 15.
it's the same thing that like we're seeing with Bo Bartlett. Like, again, and I'm a huge Bo fan, and it drives me up a friggin' wall when I see a guy that's like as athletic and as talented as Bo Bartlett is. Similar with Bernie, super athletic, super hardworking. All these talents. Great wrestler. And it's like, dude, why are you not wrestling?
Yeah, I didn't think Bullock stood a chance at beating Truex going into this match, but then Truex is just proving to be more and more underwhelming.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
well,
I'm super disappointed in that.
the Bo Bartlett match, it was he went 7-5, but he got taken down and then scored a locked hands call and then an escape. So it was like really a 1 point match. Um, against number 24, Sergio Lenley, freshman. And yet
I
this
just
guy is, ranked number 2, third place guy. Like I just don't see him
Yeah, Bo
going the
Bo is
distance.
walking the fine line
win's a win,
of
I guess.
disaster here. He's really
Him, Levi Haynes, Bernie, like these guys are just it's
I'm
not the
hoping
Penn
they're gonna
State
hit
way.
that. Yeah, I'm hoping they're gonna hit another gear because, like Jack said, like this is not the Penn State way. And then I look at like Aaron Brooks, who is just teching everyone. I mean, he made light work out of everyone he's wrestled. I mean, he had a tech. I don't even think it made it to the third for Bobby Strigo from Michigan.
To be fair though, to be fair,
To be
uh
fair,
Yeah.
Letterkenny, watch it.
There
to
you
be
go.
fair,
Ooh, recommendation right there.
I don't think there's many I think guys like Starachi and Aaron Brooks are once in a like
Generational.
yeah, generational talent. So it's kind of hard to compare. Like not every guy can be like that. But we've been spoiled because Penn State's had like 10 of those guys in the past 10 years.
Yeah,
Bo
that's true.
Nickel, David Taylor, Jason Nolf, Zane Rutherford, Carter Starachi, Aaron Brooks,
Nick Lee
Bo
was a
Bravo
multiple time
Young,
champ.
Yeah, Nick Lee. Yeah, RBY.
Nick Lee. That's probably close to 10 guys.
Kassar,
Yeah, let's calm down a little bit.
he won one. He beat Gable, who is a once in a lifetime.
Now, I do want to mention this because everyone's like super high on Braden Davis. They're like, "Oh my God, he just beat Michael D'Agostino." But if you watch the match, like, yeah, I get it. All right, he won, but he had 1 minute exactly riding time, right? 1 minute exact. So it was 2-1, and then in the last 15 seconds, the caveman from Geico he tries to go for a toss.
Caveman from Geico.
Seriously, like, look at
I
this
think I
dude.
sent you guys the 4 pictures of the 4 years
Yeah, the
where
beard
he's
transformation.
slowly growing his beard and hair out, like getting more and more like raggedy.
He goes for a toss and then he gets taken down. It was a desperation play.
To add to that too, I mean, if you go back and actually watch the match, like Penn State challenged the riding time because they Michigan had it at 59 seconds and Penn State said no, it's a minute, and they challenged it, reviewed it, and they said okay, you're right, it was 1 minute.
How does Kale pull off that kind of a challenge?
Because Kale knows everything. He's
That
omnipotent.
is such a ridiculous. How? What?
Kale has never questioned the Penn State coaching staff. Are you insane?
Penn State
I want to
always
know. I want to know
wins these calls.
Kale's percentage of challenges lost to challenges won. Like,
It's got to be like super, super ridiculous.
yeah, like someone watching, make a video about that. Like, break it down for us, or
Put
throw
it
it in the
next to the
comments.
new
I just
Cactus
think
video.
back to the Maxine Ludapre match. Like that was absolutely
Oh
ridiculous.
yeah, that call was ridiculous. Yeah, that gifted Max his title because Lou should have been in the semis instead of Max.
You know what they say about should.
Yeah, and good.
It's for losers.
I was surprised that Kirk didn't major Lucas Davison.
Because you're still thinking about the NWCA All-Star Classic when he teched Wyatt. I think Wyatt was not at 100%. I think
Well, how about
Wyatt was like at maybe 50%.
Kirk was up 7-1 after the second period.
That was because of the one move.
Are you talking about the Wyatt match or the Lucas Davison match?
I'm talking about Lucas Davison.
Oh, that match. Oh,
Yeah, but he didn't even
Kirk-
major him though.
That's what I mean. Like he's up 7-1 after the second. I'm like, oh, he's on his way to an easy major. Doesn't score any more points.
no, he scored one more.
A riding time point.
Yeah, that one. That'd be the one. I mean, Lucas Davison's pretty tough to score on.
He is. No, he is for sure. I think I am still stuck in the White Hendrickson thing a little bit.
Like,
Definitely
because
are.
you'd think if he could do that to Wyatt, he's going to do it to every single guy he runs into.
Yes.
But the way he's been wrestling, it's clearly that I feel like Wyatt must not have been at 100% because otherwise it doesn't add up.
It's like when John wrestled Joe
Yeah,
at the Coulter Abley.
exactly. Yeah, it doesn't add up.
Well, how about Aaron Nagao getting pinned by Dylan Ragusin in dominant fashion? He got pinned.
Yeah. Dominant. He couldn't have won
Dominant
that
overtime pin.
match. Aaron Nagao
Gotta
could
love
not have
those
won that match.
dominant.
Yeah, I mean it was just like a weird scramble position, and
I mean, Nagao, he did just lay there, so I mean, the pin was merited.
Well, looking at again, I said this. I'd love to see a different angle of it because when it came out, it looked like one of his shoulders was up, and there's a lot of people on wrestling Twitter that are like, "That's
Whenever
not a
I'm
pin."
coaching and the kid gets upset when I wasn't pinned. It's like you're on your back. The ref has free reign to call you pinned. You're on your back. Like, what are you getting upset?
He didn't get upset. He was just like, "Oh, whatever." Like, it sucks, but
Yeah.
it's crazy that like a lot of people watching from home were like, "That's not a pin." Blah blah blah. It's like, what are you gonna do? Drive to Michigan and like just change the match yourself?
Yeah, you think the ref has a closer view.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think like Carter Strachey said it himself, like Nagao is really good, but he makes a lot of mistakes and he can't follow through on some attacks. And I mean, it's starting to show a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
Ragusin was
He's
ranked
not
lower
getting as
before that
fine-tuned
match.
as he was when he was at Minnesota.
I
I
don't
think he'll
know.
turn it on. I think he'll make the adjustments.
I mean, you would have thought he was the guy that was going to knock off RBY last year
And then Vito did it.
replace RBY this year, and thus far he does not seem to be that guy.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what they say about woulda, coulda, shouldas.
How about at 49? I was expecting to have a great matchup here between
That would have
Chase
been
and
such a
Gomez.
fun match.
And neither of them come out.
Come on.
I was fearing that because of Kale's press conference beforehand, because he said he was bringing 15 guys and it's going to be a game time decision. And Tyler Kasek is still technically redshirting. So we don't know if he's going to be the starter for the rest of the year.
And then with Evans wrestling again against Michigan State, it's like, okay, well, what's going on?
Yeah. Well, I was more disappointed in the
Gomez.
lack of Hodge Trophy contender Gomez.
Hey, he's ranked number 15 on the Hodge list right now for
Yeah,
flow
with his 1-0 record.
and 0% bonus rate.
Yeah, I know, it's so impressive.
I just don't get it. But hey, good win for Penn State, I guess. Beat, Fidel Mayora.
Well, it's crazy. I mean, we did that poll of how many
Oh, yeah.
matches do you think Michigan's going to win? And
They
uh,
scored enough to be 3.
we had
Yeah.
65% say 2, but one person did say Viking
voted after.
Lobo. I cheated. I voted a day after the match. LOL.
Honesty is the best policy. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for clearing
But
that up.
then RRT 5000 said I voted after the match, but before looking at the results. I want to watch 125.
Oh,
So,
interesting.
I mean, we had 353 votes. I should have
Pretty good.
closed the poll,
I
but
feel like every time we say it's like, hey, we got to close this poll.
Yeah, we never close it.
every the vast majority got it correct. So, who knows how accurate that was. But um, it just goes to show Penn State really threw the hammer onto Michigan, and Michigan State shut out Michigan State today.
I think they paid off the refs to
Yeah,
get that
especially in
to get that
State
Levi
football
Haynes
offense.
call.
Yeah.
That was an interesting call.
So not to make this all about Penn State, but it's going to be interesting in a couple weeks because they'll have Ohio State and then Iowa. Mark your calendars on February 9th. They'll be in Iowa City at Iowa.
That's the big one.
And they'll host Ohio State at home.
What tricks do you think the Brands Bros are going to be pulling for that match?
Spencer Lee return.
The return of Spencer Lee and his right hand man, Austin DeSanto.
I'm waiting for Tony Cassiope to run out just to get, just to lose anyway.
And Nelson Brands.
Nelson Brands' Twitter that was deleted was so funny about he's like, he confessed to the whole thing. And then I'm sure someone in the Iowa PR team was like, you have to get rid of this right now.
What are you doing? Why would you admit it?
Hey,
I do respect the honesty of Nelson Brands to be like, hey man, look, like I made a mistake, and confront it. I mean, I wish more people would do that, not just in sporting world, but like in general. Like that's a lot. That's more of a man than a lot of people out there.
At least he didn't bet on the Bills like this guy.
At least he didn't bet on the Bills.
Yeah,
Ugh.
that was an error.
No.
Anyway, Penn State continues to dominate, but their biggest test has yet to come. Arguably, I mean, they got Iowa, Ohio State, Rutgers, Nebraska, Maryland, and then the big one, Edinburgh.
And
Rutgers is having a really good season. They have a lot of good guys ranked. I would say they're harder than Nebraska.
I'm interested. I mean, everyone's probably
Nebraska
going to
just
say
beat them?
Did Nebraska just beat Rutgers?
Rutgers just
no,
lost.
Michigan did.
Oh, Michigan just beat Rutgers. Okay. I knew that Rutgers just lost.
I know everyone's going to say that Brooks is going to major Poznansky or protect him, but I mean, Paz is undefeated this year.
Pause for Hodge.
Pause for Hodge.
Paz for Hodge. And he was, he's a former All-American, so I'm interested.
Paz beat Lou.
Well,
Lou
actually, I'm looking
Stabile,
at
former Brookfield great.
I'm looking at it now, though. They wrestled twice at 184, and the score was 10-2 both times. So it's probably going to be another major.
No, this time he'll keep it to a decision. 8-1.
Yeah, the three-point takedown is going to help it become, lower scoring.
Yeah, the 3-point takedown will make it a lower scoring match.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly what happens there.
So there you go. That's your Penn State Michigan recap. Comment down below what you're excited about for the rest of the season for Penn State. How do you think Iowa's going to do? How do you think Ohio State's going to do? I feel like there's not a lot of Ohio State fans on this channel, and makes me sad.
Is KSAC going to get the start for the season?
I think they're going to burn his red shirt in a dramatic way against Iowa.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then we'll see Gabe Arnold go out against Srirachi, but Srirachi's not going to wrestle. They're going to put Terrell Bearclaw out there.
Yeah.
And Terrell Bearclaw is going to beat him.
Yeah, I was gonna pull out all the stops, throw out Gabe Arnold, and Carter's gonna be like, no, I'm more mature this time around, so I gotta, nurse this injury. So,
What if Bearclaw goes out and beats Gabe Arnold though?
oh,
That would be the
and hey,
meltdown.
he had
of
a
all
2-1
meltdowns.
match with Griffith. Who, it's anybody's game now.
Yeah. Shout out to new Cactus video member, Ed Lovely, Newtown alum and current lawyer. So good job with that.
Yes, well done, Ed.
Because the cream will rise to the top.
Thanks for watching. We are Cactus Wrestling, and we'll see you next time on our next video.